Oh, I think I am live streaming. Let me tell you something. I've been going through hell for those who might come in. I did not announce that I was going live, but I've been playing with YouTube trying to figure out how to go live and put the stream key in, take the stream key out, move the stream key around. I was going through hell. I was going through hell. So then I said, oh, it needs to be put in through Firefox. So I did all those setup on Firefox. Then I watched this guy from India who didn't speak any English, but he did do like some kind of tutorial showing you how to do it. Let me tell you how to get on live stream in less than 3 minutes. You know how you do this? You make sure that if you have a MacBook Pro, that your MacBook Pro has to download Google's Chrome. Download the Chrome, type in, listen, youtube.com/webcam. And make sure that you are in your YouTube account is open, and then type in YouTube webcam. I swear you will go live in less than 2 minutes. And that's it. That's it. None of that stuff before. Make sure this, da, da, da. You want to make sure your monetizations, I think, are naturally set up. I'll probably check that later. But I can see there's 2 people in the chat, or 2 people following me. 2 whole people. Michael. You know, Michael, I never get to say this because, of course, we type all the time. Thank you for being so nice. Yes, Michael, I'm wearing my war paint. Y'all see me with my war paint on? My war paint. You know, a dot, every dot equals something going on in our life. He says, you're welcome. Well, I appreciate that. Oh, Ivy. Oh, it says pretty. You're so sweet. I love the fact that you monitor for Kiki Green. What happened to Kiki last night? Girl, I was ready at 10 o'clock. See, what the hell? That Negro didn't come on. Looking good. Hey, just being me. Yes, I put the blonde on today. I put on Sheila. I call her Sheila. And then I go back and I put the other one on, but this one's Sheila today. Yeah, Sheila and the cross. Thank you, Jesus. He died for us. Hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. Today I wanted to talk about economic opportunities and the way that you could possibly make money and move forward in life. Recently, I know that you guys may or may not heard about the story, but the previous, let me read my notes instead of talking off my head. The founder of BET, said, look, in Black Entertainment Live said that President Trump's tax cut with has lowered black unemployment. Ooh, let's try it again. So excited I got the live feed to work. I can't even talk straight. BET's co-founder Robert Johnson said that Trump's tax cut led to an economic growth in an interview at CNBC. Oh my God, CNBC on Fox. No, on Friday. Told you it's late. Okay, so I just want to let you know I think that's great because what we're finding out is the tax cut that have been put in place because of President Trump, opportunities are opening up even more for African-American people. African-American people need to focus on the positive outcomes that are before them, the positive opportunity through capitalism that is there for them to grow. Those opportunities would have not have been there without this administration. You can take your energies 2 ways. You can be proactive or reactive. You could react to all the things going on in the world, which there is a lot of going on. Or you can look for windows of wealth, windows of opportunities, windows that will move you forward. Are you a forward-thinking person or are you complacent in where you're at? So I'm reading the article, so I can't see the chat at the same time. I don't have the 2 screens up, so I'm on a 1 screen right now. I've got the 1 screen so I can see it better now. He says, you've never seen African-Americans unemployed this low and spreading between African-Americans and whites that are narrowing, meaning that there's more African-Americans who are now having more financial opportunities. Johnson, by the way, Robert Johnson became the first African-American, but first Black American billionaire in the USA after he sold BET to Viacom in 2001. So here's a man that is a billionaire, a Black billionaire, telling Black people there's an opportunity, there's a window with this administration because of the tax cut. He says, I believe that if you take into account the tax cut and you add it you take into account, I'll just basically sum it up. If you take into account that you have more blacks that are unemployed, there's more opportunities for blacks to move forward and lower the rates of people who don't have wealth in their life. So let's talk about wealth. When you look at wealth and you look at the fact that wealth can be acquired through either your own opportunities of looking forward or your everyday job. Most people who are billionaires and millionaires are entrepreneurs. And if you don't have a business, if you don't work for yourself, you may not ever be a billionaire, and you probably won't. Because it's the people who have control of their content, people who have control of their product, people who have control of how they want to build wealth. Most wealthy billionaires and millionaires have a product of service and good, right? So products of service and good need to, understand that is the key thing that needs to be in place. And in order to have service and goods, you've got to figure out what that is. If it's water, if it's glasses, if it's makeup, if it's oils. Recently I was at the Black Pan Am Film Festival, and this is one of the products I love to use. It's African shea butter. African shea butter. It makes it nice and pretty. It's good to put on your skin. Here's a brother from Africa. He sells black soap. He sells shea butter. And every year he's at the Crenshaw Mall, and he has his shea butter, tongue tie. He has his shea butter, and he travels and he sells it. So I guess my question is, anybody out there have a business? Anybody have a business idea or a concept? Once you do that, what's the next thing you should do? Because if we look at unemployment is at an all-time low because of the tax breaks that commence towards corporations who are able to downplay and give that to you and give you an opportunity. So let's talk about some of the comments. I know Michael's out there. I love me some Michael Collins. He's always very sweet and warm to me, and I'm very appreciative of that. Peter is out there. Peter Rodriguez, ¿cómo está, mijo? Hola. Mr. G says, Mr. G said he owned his own barbecue. Barbecue! I like me some barbecue. Woo, I love me some barbecue. I was a judge for the Big Jig barbecue competition in Atlanta, Georgia, many years ago. And so I love me some sweet barbecue. I like barbecue when it's got a dry rub with no sauce, because sometimes people like to hide their barbecue through all that sauce, and then you can't taste if they know how they taste you really cute. A lot of people boil their meat. They can't cook. Then people, they bake their barbecue. Well, that's a little cheating. I call that the cheap barbecue. We've all done it. I still do it in the wintertime. I'm not going out in that cold air. But the best way to cue is low and slow, baby. Low and slow. So shout out to someone that knows how to barbecue really well. So anyway, he goes on and he talks about the Democrats are using to shut down the good news for minorities. Absolutely, because Democrats continue to want you to be dependent on governmental systems, socialized systems that are out there. Look, either you're going to move forward or you're going to step back. People ask me, why would I be a Republican? Why do I support Trump? Why am I a capitalist? Capitalist is not a bad word. The most wealthiest people are capitalists. People who are actors, who make millions of dollars, are capitalists. Athletes who have $100 million contracts, for $200,000 sitting on a damn bitch contract. Those people are capitalists. Those same people who are on TV, who corresponded, who hate Trump and keep trying to get another job, and they get their own show, and then they land these shows on MSNBC. They get on CNN, even Fox News. Those people are capitalists. So don't be derailed by the buffoonery that they continue to tell you when you are watching them, that they are destitute and that we don't need Mr. Trump and we don't need capitalism and America's not growing, it's not great again. You want greatness in your life. So the energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to receive in. I would tell you, I understand capitalism because being a child in California, my parents had their own business. I always grew up with entrepreneurial parents. I did. My parents were wonderful people who had a daycare center in Los Angeles on 39th in Vermont. Whoever remembers this, it's not there anymore. The building's torn down, but it was called Tiny Town College. And Tiny Town College was a daycare center that my father was able to, he knew how in the early 50s and 60s, how to get a nonprofit. He started his nonprofit organization in 1972. That's when Tiny Town College became a nonprofit. And he knew how to help other ministers to get their nonprofit status as well. He would go down to Sacramento, and as a little girl, before I was a teenager, I would get on a plane. This is, I'm dating myself, and I would fly to Sacramento, and I would learn from my father how to acquire papers so that other people could get nonprofit papers. And then he also was a notary. My father had his own business, and he was a notary. My aunt had a cleaning business. My uncle was a painter. A lot of elderly Blacks had businesses. Now, I know there's another person on another channel, and maybe one day I might do something on this, which I know I'll catch heat for, but that person doesn't believe that people can be empowered through self-worth. They believe that you have to have government spark and do everything for you to some extent. I beg to differ. I believe that today capitalism is an all-time high, and entrepreneurial opportunities are right before you through technology, through meetup groups. Like if you go to Meetup and find something that you like, I want you to write this down. Go to meetup.com, and you go to meetup.com, go to that URL, take your time. Don't go now because you're watching me. But go to that meetup.com or open a different window and listen to me at the same time, whatever you got to do. But find out something that you like. You might be an artist. You might be a person that's in technology. You might be very tech savvy and say, I want to learn how to code. You can go to code.org and learn to code. If you say, hey, I'm a person, I like to learn more about graphics. You know, there's IT groups that get together at meetup.com. There's gamers that get together at meetup.com. If you're a reader or if you're a writer, you can go to meetup.com. If you like to cook barbecue, you can go to meetup.com. Now, why am I pushing that website? Because you want to find kindred spirits. You want to find people who are like you. You don't want to hang around these people who aren't like you, because when you hang around people who aren't like you, they don't add value to your life. Right now, we're at war. I wore my war paint. Y'all see me in my war paint? I wear my war paint, and the reason why I wear my war paint, because I want you to stay awoke. Many times we're not awake. We listen to other people and their ideologies, and we are excited about them, or we agree or disagree, but we're not proactive in changing the things in our own personal life. And the only way we can change things in our own personal life is that we know our circumstances that are before us. So when we talk about economics and we look at BET, a man who's a billionaire, a man who took a risk and started a black channel, of now we got TV One and we have all these other ones, BET still out there. But there was a time there was no black television, no black platforms. And now because of YouTube, there's so many black conscious platforms out there. You could use your platform to be more of a business entrepreneur. YouTube has monetization. For us who are conscious thinkers, we don't get paid as much because they want to cut our free speech, or they say that the people who would pay us don't like the fact that of what we're saying may not be in line with what their product is. It doesn't stop us from having a voice. We can still have a voice. Look at the YouTube African-American women or African women who are on doing makeup tutorials, who do way better than what I got here. But they do great makeup tutorials, which I'm always amazed, and the best cameras and the best lighting. These women are entrepreneurs. Find your quest and run with it. All right, so let me look at some more questions out there. Mr. G says, thank you, Michael. I see. Oh, cool. Yes, Mr. G said you had I had it. I don't know if I had it easier. I had role models. I did, but I think that you guys have it more easier than I did. And I say that because there's so many role models online. There's so many role models in film and television and live streams and interactive. When I was a little girl, we didn't have access to millionaires and billionaires. you know, you didn't have access to people who you could live stream and ask questions from an economic point of view. How many of you guys, if you can just say one, just type in the word, type in the number one, how many of you guys watch Bloomberg? Have you ever watched Bloomberg TV? Just type one. Because if you are not watching Bloomberg television, then you can't dwell on what you don't have. Okay, Michael says, yes, I've watched Bloomberg television. Mr. G says, I've watched Bloomberg television. Is there any particular show that you like? The show I like is East West, or East Meets West, which means that they talk about technology and the current trends in technology. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but the CEO of Amazon's cloud is collaborating with doing they're collaborating. They're doing acquisition or merger with the U.S. government to be a cloud server for all of us, which could be kind of scary. But little things like that we're not paying attention to. But by watching Bloomberg, you can expand your mind. You can understand stocks and trades a little bit more. Someone else says yes. Evie said yes. Me Greatly said she does watch it as well. Hope that you're she. I don't know, so I'm going to assume you're she. Bloomberg is definitely a channel that you should have on a daily basis, because your subconscious subliminal energy is absorbing the good energy around you and the good things set into your ears. So if you're cleaning, if you're typing, if you're working on an assignment, let that be in your background. And all this stuff about, let me tell you about the Housewives of Atlanta. I don't do them shows. You got, and I, you know, I'm not the Wendy Williams check. And God knows we all watch Little Wendy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, Funky Dineva, shout out. I love my Funky Dineva. I love my lovely, there's so many Unwind. I love Unwind. You know, those people, they are specialists. I love Unwind. Unwindy. Queen, I love her. But I'm the one that's basically the Black conservative. I'm the one that's going to tell you you need to have wealth and you deserve it. And you can't dwell on your past or your ancestors that didn't give you. I want you to look and say, okay, I ain't got a dime in my pocket. But you know what? If you ain't got money, find somebody who does. So that's why I'm telling you, you watch them. Let's see. Michael says, when I was in grade school, I read many articles from Bloomberg and watched it. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. You definitely want to do that. Evie says, read a few articles, haven't watched Bloomberg TV though. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you, let's say you don't like to read, all I want you to do is watch Bloomberg. Watch the whole day of Bloomberg and then find a show that triggers with you. And then the way you say, I can't watch TV all day to find out my show, go to the website, go to their channels or go to their views, and you can pick a show. And just like watch a few minutes of it and see if that clicks with you and go, I like that. I like that show. And then I want you to come back and tell me, what did you get from that? Because that's your start. So Bloomberg, what else did I tell you? You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to own your own business, you're going to need information and connections, because God knows Black folks, we ain't got the capital. So if we don't have the information and the data, we won't get the capital. Now, there's other people, they start with the capital and then they're able to obtain the information. But information is free. Data is free. It's just time. So if you take the time and the research, like you heard many of the guys, you guys watching right now, it'll take you to bring the capital in. Oh, that's not true, Shirley. That's not true. We Black, we ain't got no money. We need government. We need government. I'm telling you, I looked at the data. You ain't going to make no money. I'm telling you, them people ain't never had no money. All them people that are online, I ain't gonna mention their names, especially as one particular person, they have not been around a lot of wealth. Because if they had, they would never make statements in that manner. So I think that you have to take the good of what you get out of some of these YouTubers, including myself. Do your homework and find out what works for you. And that part works sometimes that they say. And the other part, I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. You've been broke too long. I believe that we all have these opportunities and that there are entities that are in place, even within the government, that will distract us, derail us, and pull us down if we allow it. But we are people that have fortitude and we know how to push through. Okay, Michael says, many conservatives only mean you only means you do research and observe what you are being told. Amen. You do have to do your own research, but you've got to put yourself in the environment of those people. If you go to Meetup, get in your car, go to the event, have your business card. I don't have no business cards. How do I get business cards? I got that answer too. I want you to go to Staples. Go to staples.com and get those cards. Those business cards ain't nothing but $14, $15. They have templates you can choose from. Go there if you want to now or later, but keep watching. And get your business cards from staples.com. When you get your business cards, determine what you want to be. Determine what you feel that you're specialist in or what you like to do or whatever it is. If you say, hey, I cook the best cookies. I do private parties for cookies. Okay, great. Put that on your card, put your number, and then you can go and then you have your cards when you go do your meetup. And they're going to ask you, do you have a website? And they may say, no, I don't have a website. Where you get your website, you go to Wix.com. Wix.com has an AI, which is for people who have no brain, and you push 4 buttons and your site is done. God, no, I'm telling the truth. Anybody got a Wix account? Push the number 1. Push the number 1. Push the number 1. If you don't have a Wix account, how many of you guys got a website? Push the number 1. That's how you do it. Because if you don't have a website and you want it done, go to Wix.com, Wix.com, and use the AI. And oh, someone says GoDaddy. Mr. G says he got GoDaddy. Okay. And he also has Wix. There you go. He's got a website. This is GoDaddy. Well, there you go. See, there's a lot of great opportunities that we're talked about. So I don't have a business. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to start from the beginning again. What did I say? First thing I told you need to do is network with people. Go to Meetup and study Bloomberg. Next thing I told you have to do what? You need business cards. Go to staples.com and design your own card. I can't do that. I'm not that tech savvy. Take your ass down to Staples. Tell them you need some business cards. They will still charge you about the same price, under 20 bucks. You got 20 bucks? Stop drinking so much coffee from Starbucks every Friday, every Thursday, every day. Cut back on your Starbucks so you can afford the damn cards. Now you got the cards. You can go to Wix, W-I-X. Your website is free. F-R-E-E. I'm signing F-R-E-E. Yes, I know sign language. Okay, go to Wix. And the reason why it's free, because they're going to leave the thing at the bottom that says Wix. If you don't like that, you can pay the monthly fee that's under $10 to take that off so it looks professional. It's going to have 2 ways to do the design, through the AI, artificial intelligence, or through manual. Push AI, because some of y'all aren't that tech savvy. And even if you are, the AI will teach you. I still did all that, Shirley. I came back to your video and I still can't do it. Then go to YouTube, type in how to create a Wix account, and someone then did a tutorial to find out how to do it. Now, you've got your business cards, you've got your website, you take those 2 components, you go to your meetups. You meet the people at the meetups in the arena that you want to grow your business in. Then you go from those people and you find out other people in the arena you want to grow your business in. And then when you become very successful, you come back and make a donation to Urban Game Changers and contact me. It sounds simple. It's work. It really is. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely work. Who else wants to talk? The real Aaron Collins. Aaron Collins. How you doing, pretty chocolate man? Yum, yum, pretty. He says, check out my Patreon, my PayPal. He says, that's a monitoring platform. So let's talk about monetization. If YouTube is not going to allow you to get paid the way you want to get paid, you can use PayPal. Some people use Patreon. I use PayPal. I have a Patreon account as well. You can even get paid through Snapchat. You can get paid through YouTube. People can make donations that way, or they can go straight to your website. Most websites are used in a manner of just a landing page. It's not a page that people are going to go to every day. So in order for people to know that you need money, you need to produce a product or a service or a good. So my service to you is knowledge. My service to you is information. My service to you is not just saying, hey, I'm an activist, but you see me out on the street talking to people. That's why when I hear April Rye, I'm going to call her out. light-skinned Negro, out on the TV talking about woo, 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 woo. I don't see her ass out on the street. See, a lot of these activists are not on the street. They're just commentators. That's all they are. They're commentators. They're on Fox News. They're on CNN. They're on all these different shows. But I'm on both. I'm on CNN. I've been on Fox News. You know, I've combat with some of the best that they've put up against me. And I will tell you that I'm also on the streets. I'm talking to the homeless people. I'm putting myself in line with the people who are illegal immigrants, telling you how they're destroying urban communities and showing you how they're making underground wealth. I'm out at city council meetings talking against the corrupted politicians like Thomas Ridley Thomas. I put myself out there. Our team puts ourselves out there. So I'm providing you a service and good where other people, they're not doing that. They're just sitting behind a camera looking pretty, or they're sitting behind ranting with data, and they're not creating data. They're not making revolutionary changes. Revolution to the people of the power that have not only a poignant opinion, but also have a reason of act, being reasonable and getting their ass out on the street. You know, I'm wearing my war paint because we're in war in California right now. And Boy Heights, the Black community, it was confirmed that the illegal immigrants and the gang members are bombing Black communities. Some of you guys are comfortable in your lifestyle. We can't even really think about the way other people have opportunities to start business because we're trying to duck and dodge bullets, and our communities are duck and dodging those cocktail bombs that they throw into your home. They're trying to push and burn Black people out of their communities because of chain migration and illegal immigration. Right now, off of Normandy and Western, off 105th, 108th Street, Jordan area, for those who just live out here, the Chinese community are coming in busloads, driving in Black urban communities and asking Black people to move, saying that we'll pay you 3 times the amount of money to buy your home. Now, this is the problem with this, my people. The problem with that is that people can't afford to live here. Now, if you're an elderly person, you sell your home is protected under the Jarvis Act, which means that you pay a lower tax bracket. Once you sell your home and take that money, all bets are off. The protection of the Jarvis Act is done. The cash that you've acquired will now be taxed 10% as income in California on top of the other taxes they're going to take out before you finally get that money that they're talking about. So if you do take that money, make them pay all your taxes. And if you do, contact Shirley Hussar. I am a realtor, and I may show you other ways than to sell your home. I could show you how you can keep your home and buy another home in Texas or Ohio or Tennessee. There's some wonderful opportunities for Texas. I saw houses $60,000, $50,000 in Texas. Some people have mortgages are $200, $300 in Texas, $1,000 in Texas. So there's a lot of opportunities in other states where in California, they've got you under gridlock and under pain, with no gain and peace in your life. So look out for how we see California as an opportunity when California is literally at war. Patricia's online. Looking forward to your interview with T. West. Thank you. He's already advertising it. Ah! Okay, Patricia. Word to a sister. I love him. He is so wonderful. I love my T. West. I'm going to be on T. West tomorrow. Hey. For those who don't know who that is, that's Afro Synergy. Afro Synergy. Make sure you watch tomorrow. Afro Synergy. I am going on Beyond Afro Synergy tomorrow, and I think he is amazing. He has a lot to offer, and we're going to talk about a lot in urban communities, especially Black communities. Okay, the real Aaron Collins says, I have lived in Dallas, Texas before also. Excellent. It's much different. And yes, he's advertising. I'm going to help promote it on my page. When I get off here, I'm going to put it on my Facebook. Okay, for those who came in late, I'm going to rewind. Please be patient. I'm going to repeat. I like to repeat because I want y'all to write this down. So we talked about how do we build wealth? How can we be like the BET president? He's a multi-billionaire. Don't tell me about my parents ain't rich. I ain't got no money. I'm a broke Negro. I'm a broke white woman. I'm a broke Mexican. I don't give a fuck how broke you are. I'm telling you, there are ways that you can build knowledge of relationship. Number one, what I tell you, I want you to start watching Bloomberg. Start watching Bloomberg. So there's a study that you have to do. Study Bloomberg, because I want you to really learn technology. That's where the bigger checks are. If we're talking about being a billionaire, baking cookies is cool. If that's your thing, if your thing is ironing clothes, designing suits, writing, singing, rapping, ain't no problem. But if you want to learn technology, AI, coding, code.org, things that you like to do, or maybe figure out where tech plays in your life, meetup.com does everything, the cookies to the coding to technology. So you go to meetup.com. After you've been watching technology, Bloomberg's going to teach you about where to put your money and how to build it. But meetup.com is going to basically help you identify what you could become an entrepreneurial in, what you could grow a business in. So write that down, meetup.com. And then once you get meetup.com, it's going to take you through all these questions. What do you like to do? Do you like to sing, dance? Do you like to scratch your ass? Do you like to shake your titties? Do you like to curse people out? Whatever you like to do. And then it's going to do this calculation. It's going to tell you things that you might be interested in becoming part of. I want you to get off the computer and off your phone and start talking with people, real physical people you can touch and hear, and you can discern if that person works in your hemisphere, because it's about the power of discernment to know if that's the right person for you. So now that you've discovered that that's the person you like or the arena you like to be in, then you say, hey, I want to really do this. I want to really indulge and get in there. Now you're going to need a website. Now you're going to need business cards. So I want you to go to stables.com. Stables.com will help you get your business cards for under $20. After you get your business cards, and they'll give you some simple ideas. Don't make that thing complex with a whole bunch of pictures. Keep it clean. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. Clean, simple, easy. Okay, and then after you keep your card, get your business cards, I want you to go to Wix. You can go to GoDaddy. Mr. G said he uses GoDaddy. I use Wix. Some people use WordPress, which is very complex. But I want you to find it simple, because Wix has an AI, which is an artificial intelligent operational system that makes it so simple that you can set up your account really simple. And then once you do that, you have figured out where you're at. And that's a good start. I'm going to add one more component. I'm going to stop because I don't want to confuse you. I'll do that on another show, because we're talking about how do we become a billionaire? How can we take advantage of the tax breaks? And the only reason why you can take advantage of the tax breaks is because you are an employer. You're an entrepreneur. You can help other people, but you can't help other people if you can't help yourself. And don't tell me about generational wealth. Some people ain't got it. I get it. But your generational wealth is in your technology, is in your cell phone, is in your time. Your generational wealth is in your time. How are you spending your time? I know I like to play like my little poker game on my phone sometimes, but I realize I have to stop and I have to study and I have to learn. Like today, I had hell of a time trying to get this thing to work because they wanted me to take OBS and I'm not in the room with the OBS. And they wanted me to download the stream key. And I kept saying, let me just keep studying and studying. And then I download Firefox. That wasn't working well. I have a MacBook Pro. You know what I did? I got this thing up in 3 minutes after watching so many YouTube videos and studying. I opened up Chrome, went to Chrome, typed in YouTube webcam, and push 3 buttons, and now you got me. What the hell? Just that simple. You can start live broadcasting to your friends on Facebook. You now have a business. Because see, once you got your cards and your connections, you got to promote yourself. I want to see us all make more money than what we have, because God knows, I think we're all tired of being broke. Okay. Envy says, I use technology for bad operation, which I use tech for bad operation, which can trickle with great financial worlds. There are a lot of people who have great financial world opportunities. I met a young lady on Instagram, and I can't think of the account. Maybe I'll post a letter, but she, how people have clothes, you go through your Instagram and you go, oh, I like that dress. I like that dress. And I contacted her and I bought some of her stuff, and I go, I'm curious, how did you get into this? And she said she found a friend who was selling online, who was Black, no store, no marketing, and found a Chinese vendor that was selling her stuff in bulk. Now, these stretch dresses, I want you to see how this kind of material stretches. But if I had this shirt that you see right here, and I were to take this shirt that you see right here, and ball it up. It don't take much space. So she had them little stretchy kind of club dresses that she sells. And so she was able to compact this stuff. And she says, I use my garage as a warehouse and make $30,000 a month out of my garage by selling in bulk and selling only on Instagram. Now, somebody talk to me. We've learned about import, export. Come on, back in when I was a little girl, don't tell me about generational wealth. My parents didn't have access to understand the knowledge of import, export, acquisition and merger. Do you guys, type 1, does anybody understand what acquisition and merger is? Anybody understand acquisition and merger? Say yes or no. Type 1 if you understand. Type 2, you don't understand. Because I want to make sure you have a clarification, because I can ramble and I'm making an assumption that you get it. So type 1 if you say, I understand acquisition and merger. Type 2 and if you don't. Okay, so Ivy says she don't know what acquisition. April says she doesn't know acquisition and merger. Anybody else? I just want a couple more people. Okay, I can see I've gone past some people who don't understand that. I don't ever want you to feel uncomfortable with saying, if you don't know it, say, Shirley, I don't know what acquisition and merger. And Mr. G is okay. Acquisition and merger means that two major companies have collaborated together. For example, AT&T and DirecTV are now one. That's an acquisition and merger. That means that one big power source has become a greater big power source. They've hovered over. Facebook bought Instagram. That's an acquisition and merger. There's acquisition and merger companies. So let's say you have a small company. A lot of people don't know this. Maybe you have a family that does have a cleaning business, and you don't realize that your cleaning business, when you haven't, has to have those plastic covers on the outfits. What you can do is there are companies that sell plastic that might be going under. That cleaning company might buy the stuff that makes the covers, so they become one. Acquisition and merger means that there are people who make like these plastic containers, right? But then there's people who make the water. And the water people says, you know, we don't like the way this one's made, but we're going to pick a different type of bottle. But if you notice, it's the same brand. It's the same brand. If you notice that there are certain companies that say, hey, we make caps, just this damn cap, and you make plastic bottles. And we don't want to keep buying the caps from this other company. That's a third party, right? Because you've got to buy the cap to make. What if you buy all of the cap companies? Are you guys understanding me? Say yes for 1 and 2 for no. I don't want to confuse you. So I think that's the easy way to explain it. So here's a water company that only sells water. So 1 says yes. Okay. So then you have a cap company. They specialize in the cap, the types of thread in the cap, and they want to make sure that their cap works, because you know there's different caps on different model bottles. There's the one that people squirt and squeeze the water into their mouth, and they buy the cap company, and then they own the water company, and so they have the manufacturing of the plastic and the bottle and the water, and now they're merged into one. That's an acquisition or merger. So now there's some more homework that you can do. You can merge companies together. What did April say? Oh yes. That happened to my company. Passion parties and pure romance took over. Yes, that's exactly correct. And so a lot of companies get bought out. We only hear about the big ones, but the little ones get bought out for $2 and $3 million. Some of you guys are sitting on gold mines. Many of you have family members who have businesses and they're not taking off. You might want to sit down and say, okay, this is not taking off. What do we do? How do we get it more taken off? How do we, Shark Tanks? Oh my God, everyone should be watching Shark Tanks. Okay, type 1 for yes and type 2 for no. Who watches Shark Tanks? Somebody tell me who watches Shark Tanks. And don't you love Shark Tanks? Yes. Yes. I'm going to tell you the one that people ain't going to be happy with. Mr. Wonderful is interesting because I like Mr. Wonderful because what he does. Oh, Michelle says no. She says 2. And Michelle says, I don't have a TV. Okay, I'm going to help you with that. But you got a computer. You're watching me. You got a cell phone. So, honey, there's never say never. If you can get me, you can get anything. Okay. So if you're able to get me, I'm gonna tell you how. I've never seen it before. Okay. Another one to write it down, Ivy. Write down Shark Tanks. Shark Tanks talk about how to buy companies. So people say, I have a makeup. I'm gonna grab this little makeup box. And I think it's the best makeup in the world, which I don't. But I was going to use an example. Let's say I built this, I made this makeup, and I want you to buy it. It's $1 million company. I want to give you 10%. I need 10%, which is what? $100,000 for my $1 million product. They're going to grill you and reel you and say, why do you think your company's worth $100 million? Why do you think I need to give you $100,000? That's why you guys should be watching Shark Tank. Who else? Michael says too, he doesn't watch Shark Tank. Shark Tank is now part of your homework. You have to watch Shark Tank. And you have to watch Bloomberg. If you don't have a TV, I've seen Shark Tank before. It was good, and I would watch it. I think you should watch it as much as you can. Go to YouTube, type in Shark Tank, and watch the old shows. It's not about the current shows because the formula doesn't change. You're watching Shark Tank for the formula. What did I say? You're watching Shark Tank for? You're watching Shark Tank for the formula. You're not watching Shark Tank to just say, hey, I want to buy the products. You're not there for that. You're there to learn how you could do the same thing. Now, the newest Shark Tanks are great because what you've learned is that these Shark Tanks have gobbled up these companies, and they find compatible companies that they have currently, and they bring them together. Beyond the Shark Tank. Now, here's a little bit more of a challenge. How many of you guys have watched Beyond the Shark Tank? Type 1 or type 2 if you haven't. Beyond the Shark Tank. Beyond the Shark Tank is, now that you've been on Shark Tank, where there's a panel of millionaires, for those who've never watched it, because I didn't explain it. I'm so excited. I apologize. Shark Tank consists of, I think, 4 or 5 people. And Damon John from FUBU, for those who understand, FUBU is an African-American line of clothing, has evolved. He's on the show. Let's see what's on there. The owners of the Kings are on the show. I think it's the Kings on the world. Mavericks, excuse me. He's on the show. And the lady from QVC, she's on the show. Barbara, who is a realtor, she's on the show. And a gentleman who understands technology licensing is on the show. So anyway, you have these people who are there, and you present an idea. Like, I have a makeup brush. This makeup brush is the best brush in the world. It pulls off, it turns off. It has a double head, and I've got it patented. I own the rights to this idea. And now I have been selling it to the world. This is hypothetical. This is not what I'm talking about, but just go with the flow. So now you've got this magic wand of a makeup brush idea. You've got it patent. You went to a patent attorney. That's a whole nother show. And you've got your product patent. Listen to me, brown people. Now that you've got it patent, what I want you to do is say, hey, I can get millions of people to like it. You're selling online. You've got your business cards. You did all the stuff we talked about earlier. Now you're on Shark Tanks. You're showing your numbers. And he says, I'm going to help you. I'm going to become your partner. That's called a VC. Anybody know what a VC person in your life is when you're in business? I'm not going to tell you the word. What does VC mean? Does anybody have a clue? As they're getting ready, does anybody know what VC was? We're in a race war. Damn, Passion, I'm really not going to focus on the whole race thing because I'm just not going to focus on the race thing. This ain't that kind of show. Venture capitalist, yes, I love me some Kenneth Taylor. Yes, my brother, venture capitalist. This is the money show. If you want to go on, there's some other YouTube black shows you can go on and cry to be poor broke Negro. This ain't the poor broke Negro show. This is a show saying we're going to give it a shot. We got a capitalist administration. We got a capitalist president, and I'm going to pimp the hell out of this system to get fucking paid. So if you like that, stay with me, okay? I'm trying to make it work for me, and I want to tell you how ways it can be working for you. Okay, venture capitalists. That's what those people are sitting on Shark Tanks. They're venture capitalists, and they are they're talking about look, I didn't say that, Ivy. You said that one. That's that show, you know. And I watch her, and we're friends, but I ain't gonna say the name. I'm gonna leave it alone because she attacked me once, and she don't scare me. Trust me, chocolate don't crack. I leave it alone. But anyway, so you have these venture capitalists that are on there buying people, helping them move forward in their business and how to be profitable. Beyond the Shark Tank is now that they've acquired partnership with you. They partner up with. That's not an acquisition or merger, by the way. That's just a partnership. they have another company that sells makeup. And they may bring you together as one company under the Brush Makeup Connection. You see what I'm saying? And now that's an acquisition or merger. A brush company and a makeup company decide to become one entity. That's what you see many artists start to have their own, what, affinity. That's what you see with Rihanna with her line. She's got her own makeup. She definitely goes out and picks all her colors and everything they say. So there's an example of someone who's created their own brand with their own entity. And maybe later on, you might see something else added to her line where she'll buy out. Oh, here's a good example of an acquisition or merger. Skinny Vodka. And you guys know about Skinny Martini, Skinny Martini, Skinny Vodka. And you guys know that line. It's the lady who, Housewives of Atlanta. So she understood the chemistry of being a mixologist. A mixologist is someone that knows how to mix drinks, different types of mixed drinks. And she was in college and she went to school for culinary arts. She was on Shark Tank recently, and she created Skinny Martini, where she figured out how to get so many calories and still have it taste good. And it blew up. And then she sold it. And she made, they ain't telling you, but she made, I was understood that she sold it to a company and made $120 million off of this concept of this martini. She took that money and she was allowed to still have royalties off of it. She still was not able to sell that, but she took that and kept the name Skinny Martini. And they got skinny popcorn, skinny tea, skinny, you see what I'm saying? So, and she went up, she gobbled all these other companies up. So on the latest Shark Tank, one of the latest ones, she was on Tiffany. Is it Tiffany? What's that woman's name? Somebody look it up. Brittany. I think her name is Brittany. A brunette Caucasian woman. She recently was on Shark Tanks, and there was this lady who had tea, and she told the lady, "I'll take your tea, but it has to be under my name." Meaning basically, I'm partners with you. You'll still get a check, but yeah, Brittany, that's her name. No, it's not. Yeah, that's the one. That's her. And I think it's Skinny Martini or Skinny something. Look that up for me and help me out. So that lady took her brand and she's gobbling up companies. So let's say this is a water company that nobody knows called Nobody Water. Okay. And it's great water, but it really doesn't have like sparklers or Nestle. Like Nestle probably bought this from some company. And now it's the Skinny Martini water. So everything that you see is now under her brand. She gobbled up this little unknown water company and she merged it with her own brand, and they're still making money under the Nobody name, but now they've merged together. Does that make it clear? I don't want to keep rambling. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, one, or two, no, or you got that part? Okay, so we have basically covered acquisition and merger, and we have covered how to get your business going, how do you network, how do you find a product. So I want you to do your due diligence in thinking about what is it you want to talk about. So next time we come in here, what is it that you want to start a business in? Oh, it's called Skinny Girl. God bless my YouTubers who love me. I couldn't think of that damn name. That's what it's called, Skinny Girls. It's got that skinny little white girl with the black dress on, and then she keeps her logo. Look how she look at her logo and branding. I think I might bring one of my branding specialists on here, but he's wonderful. Look at the branding out there, because it was a black, white, and red color scheme that she uses, which is really simple but very memorable. All those things. Bethany. Oh my God, I think you're right. Bethany is her name. Oh Lord, it's Bethany. I think it's Bethany, but Ivy, I thought it was Brittany too, but I think it is Bethany from Real House of Atlanta or Real House of New York. Okay, Real House of New York. I don't watch those New York shows, but I like women with money, so I always try to say, okay, where's that girl who started at Martini? You know another way you can meet these people? I'm gonna tell you. Not too many of them around left, but Barnes & Noble. If you got a Barnes & Noble in your town, they have like book clubs, and they have open book readings with people who write these books, and they read them, and they do book signings. Go to a book signing that's talking about wealth and opportunity. Then you will find people of kindred spirit, meaning like people that are like you, and then people that you can learn from. That will help you. And then that will help you grow. Let's talk about coding as well. Many of you guys say, I don't think I could code. I don't want to learn how to code. But you might have a grandson, a niece, a nephew, you might even your own kids that you say, you know, I want them to grow up having the opportunity to learn tech. Go to code.org, I think that is, or com, and it creates a little simple game that teaches you how to code. And that code game kind of stirs up an opportunity. And from there, it's a connected dot to how to do things. There's another organization called Black Girls Who Code, Black Girls That Code. They're out of the San Francisco area. Look up Black Girls Who Code. They are great. They work with little girls who are Black. And they teach them how to code because that is very, very important. You can stay in that race war situation. You can live in the poverty mindset situation. I don't want you to do that. I want you to start thinking out of the box and be loyal to whatever you're doing to bring income to you. But start looking at social media, start looking at media and education from the internet to acquire new opportunities of wealth. Look to things online that are in compatibility and are in line with who you are and where you want to be. Because if you're not doing this, you are wasting your time. Don't just watch a bunch of fucking TV and live people talking about black this, black that. I know I'm a Negro. I know I'm going to have obstacles being a Black woman who's opinionated, who's dark, who's tall, who's got big tits and ass. I got all that going on. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I like men. I'm not into women. I'm strictly dickly. Strictly dickly. Okay. So, chocolate dickly. Strictly dickly. Okay. So if we look at the fact of where we are as a people, we look at where we are as a people, we have to say, put all that other stuff down, what you like and who you are. It doesn't matter. You're an American. You are in one of the best countries, and you're in the best place at this time where we have a capitalist administration. Hell, ain't you tired of being broke? Shit, I'm tired of being broke. Start being rich in the mind. Tell yourself you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're confident. Do good words of affirmations. Anybody know about NLP? Does anybody know what NLP is? Type 1 or type 2? I ain't going to tell you. Anybody know what NLP is? I'm giving you a lot of information. You better watch this video and you better share it and you better take some damn notes, doggone it. Anybody know what NLP is? If you don't know, type 2. If you do know, type 1. NLP. Because NLP will set a presence of changing your mind, of helping you have a better look out at life, and being able to read people differently. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of twos. Okay, so let me tell you what NLP is. NLP is, write this down, neurological programming. Now, next time I come, I'm going to give you some books, but you can look up neurological programming. Neurological programming talks about things that people do and say that you don't even know that they're making you say and do. They're in your mind and they're in your head. So Michael says no, America says no, American Country Ball, the real Aaron Collins says no, April says no. So NLP is talking about how people can get in your head and they tell you how to think and talk. NLP is neurological program, which has to do with kinetics. Are any of you guys familiar with kinetics? Kinetics has to do with your senses, with your touch, your feel, your taste, your smell, visual kinetics. Our strengths right now in our country, nationally, kinetics has to do with insight, right? It's visual, right? Because you're seeing me, you see me live, and some people you don't see, but you're still watching something. You're listening to something. What you do with kinetics and you look at your NLP is you start trying to learn NLP scripts. That's a whole nother show. I'm giving you a lot of information. But by understanding how to do your kinetics and understanding NLP, neurological programming, will help you be able to communicate with someone has different energies. I'm going to give you a quick example, and I hope that I'm not going over your head. And if I go over your head, watch the video again. So next time we're in the chat, I'll try to do them on Saturdays. Would you guys like me to do this regular? Let me know that too in this thread, or I'll just won't do it again. But if you like what I'm talking and how I'm thinking, then I will be willing to do this. That's basically brainwashing. Let me tell you something. Everybody's brainwashed, honey. This country is brainwashing you by telling you the president is evil and that white people want to get you. We're constantly being programmed to be thinking stupid and dumb. I'm trying to program you to think smart. I'm trying to program you now to think right. I want you to think right. I give you embedded commands by saying do, now, act, believe, have hope. That's an embedded command. When people say you stupid, you dumb, you black, you broke, that's an embedded command. Those are all neurological programmings of affirmation within your head. Now, if you choose to act upon that life of being brainwashed, we're all being brainwashed. The question is how your brain is being washed, my brother. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, so when we talk about it, we talk about visual example versus someone who is an oral person. I'll give you an example. I sell real estate. I walk in the house. I have a person with me. And all I'm doing is I'm listening to a person. And they say to me, you know, I love this home. It's beautiful. It's well lit. I love how the light comes in. I like a lot of windows. I don't like dark floors. I like my whites to be white and open. What type of person is that? Again, I'm a real estate agent. I walk in a house. I have a person with me, and they say, oh, I love this house. It's nice and quiet. Tight, small rooms, dark, no sound. I don't want to hear anything. What type of windows do you have in this house? What type of person is that? So one was more visual, right, because of the sight. The other person was about hearing. They didn't want to hear anything, right? So when you talk to people, sometimes you need to determine, are they a visual person? Are they a person that likes to hear? They might be one of them feely, touchy people. Some people don't like that. How you doing, girl? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, I love you. I love you. They always want to touch you, the huggy type, touchy type people. And you might be a touchy, huggy person. That's okay. But the person you that want to touch you know what the fuck, bitch, don't touch my ass. Shit, y'all know who the fuck you are. Don't touch me. You know, them people don't want to be touched. So you need to know, well, what kind of, because you're trying to build a relationship. You're trying to get a business going. They got something you want. They got something you want. But if you don't know the kinetics of the energy that's before you, you're going to blow the whole interview. You're going to blow the whole interview. You know, your body language. You can have an interview where your body's just kind of sitting back, laid. You got your hand on your hip. You got your arms crossed. You got an attitude. That's not an open energy. That person right there just said, fuck you, bitch. I ain't listening to you. Fuck you. Shit, I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing that shit. Who are you looking at? They ain't open to nothing. They ain't gonna grow. The person with their mind, they kind of leaning a little bit forward. You ever met a person that leaning forward? They listen to you. They have an interest. They got an eye contact with you. That person's into you. That person's open to you. Their body is kind of to the side. Their body is forward. Their body is tilted open. It's open. Even if they're like this, they could be like, okay. Okay, they got their legs crossed. But somewhere in that body, it's into you. There's a forwardness. There's a forwardness instead of this. So here you are. You're like, hey, I got all this. And they're like this. But you've got to find that kinetic to break through that wall. And they're talking to you about something and you go, oh, look, they're opening up. Oh, now you've got a match because you found out that way to knock through that. All right. Do you guys get that? I know I'm rambling, but I want to make sure that you understand that. We have to focus on copyright merchants and not copyright merchants. You know, we talk about copyrights. God knows the Chinese copying still a lot from us. I've talked about leveraging. You remember I told you before in the past that the Chinese people came into urban communities in Los Angeles, and my parents owned, there were many African-American women who had little dress shops and stores that sold goods and service. But the immigrants came in, and instead of us having access to import, export, or direct source, they basically were only able to acquire wholesale. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to keep it simple because I know I can ramble. You have retail, which means you pay regular price. You have wholesale, which means that that direct source person had bulk and they sold it to a wholesale price. And then above the wholesale is the direct source. So that's the main person who makes it and then breaks it down for the wholesaler to sell it to the retailer, which gets to you. Black people only got one step up. They only had access to wholesale. Where the Chinese had retail, they might even take your brush, and they've done it. There's a African American hairline. God knows the Koreans have stole so much from us that were making curling irons, and they would steal the concept and make it in China and Korea, and there was nothing those Black people could do. They still are around. It's Zuri, I think, the name of the line of the hair curling iron. And they steal our ideas. So yes, the merchants' ideas have been stolen from us. We can talk about all the stuff that has been stolen. We can talk about all the failures of what we've lost. I like to talk about the win. I like to talk about the network. Even if you get a mentor who have already gone through that, through the meetups and the online chat groups and the live streams in your own arena. There are live streams on YouTube that address things that you want to grow a business in. And I would strongly recommend that you do that. I'm live in LA now and see how South Central is being gentrification. Oh, there's a lot of gentrification in Los Angeles. That's a whole nother show I'll do talking about illegal immigration. I did that on Facebook today. I talked about the bombings. I also talked about the invasion of the Asian community and the chain migrations that continue to go on. Look, you can make a conscious decision of how to get out of this situation and put yourself in a better one. One is in California, good luck on trying to start a business, especially being Black. They don't want to hire Blacks. They discriminate against you, and they tell you if you don't speak Spanish, they ain't going to hire you. So you got to pick your battles. You got to pick your areas. You got to find your wins. When you're online, if you have an online business, you don't have to worry about brick and mortar. You don't have to worry about the neighbor next door, the Mexican that won't buy your goods. If you got a good product and you've got a great website, you start promoting and marketing yourself, there's an opportunity. And I talked about it earlier. If you came in late, you're going to have to rewind this video, but I told you how to do all these things with no money. I said no money. To at least provide opportunity. You have to have time and you have to have energy, but you can do that with no money. And the real Aaron Collins says, I agree. So, because sometimes those who have money have wasted their money because they were told they had to spend this and spend that. It's all about who you know, baby girl. It ain't even about the damn education. Old school Negroes, you got to get your master's, you got to get your doctorate, and you got to get your, let me tell you something, with social media and technology, them people up there talking about reading textbooks, you can go online and you can sound like a wizard, okay? And you can learn everything you have to in the arena that you want to be in. And then once you've mastered that, when you go out in front of those people, you are shining like a beam. You know what you are doing. So practice makes perfect. Learn the passion of where you're in and you study it. I watch a lot of different shows that people debate and combat. When my little boys were little and I wasn't doing YouTube, or YouTube wasn't doing like it was now, but I wasn't in front of the camera. You see me now. Recently, I was on Fox News last week on the Laura Ingham show. Laura was on vacation. She comes back this week, and I love Laura. I would tell you, I've been very blessed to be on different nationwide, national syndicated news stations. And I had to learn the gamut. What you don't know behind the scenes, I'm going to tell you, you only got 4 minutes. They get you in the studio. They put all the makeup on you. They say, you got to get on there. They only going to come to you maybe twice. And then maybe once to give your opinion, twice to give you a rebuttal, and then you're off. Now, there's other shows that are a little bit longer, but in most cases, they don't give you much time. So I always say you have to have a lose yourself moment. You go on there, you lose yourself, that people will remember you. And April says, I've seen you. You see me, girl. Hey, represent. Yeah, I was on there recently, and they were talking about the Native Americans are being slaughtered, and they look like, we need to talk about them being slaughtered. I said, well, Black people being slaughtered in Chicago and Detroit. What about Black people in California? You're in Northern California, and we're at war. I said, aren't we at war? So, they will always pivot to things that are trying to become more relevant. Relevant is when you push it and make it a forthright issue. The problem with black folks today, we ain't loud enough. We don't allow these Mexicans and these illegals to stand out, and these gays and lesbians and everybody else to stand out. And if you gay or lesbian in the show, I ain't got no Tino shade against you. I mean, you do your thing, I do my thing. Like I told you earlier, I'm strictly dickly. But, you know, for sure, we are under an administration now that's trying to just help people. I don't care what your sexual gender or preference is or nationality or race is. We're under an administration that wants us to make money. I want us to make money, all of us to make money, no matter if you're Latino, no matter if you're Asian. You can do that if you do it legally. If you're here as an illegal person, your ass can go back tomorrow and take all them babies you done had all them babies walking around. My baby, we got kids, we got kids. What about the black men who are incarcerated under mass incarceration and privatized prison and Planned Hood who targets black women not to have kids? Why don't you go do your little sermon over there? So I'm not focusing that on this channel. I'm tired of everybody out there talking about black Negroes ain't got no money. We broke, we poor, we dumb, we stupid. Fuck you people who say that. And I say it and you can pay it and show it to them. I'm tired of all that bullshit because I know niggas who got money and I know niggas who got hustle. So if you're watching the show and you game up, you want to make some money, I'm going to introduce you. I'm still trying to get my groove back on. I was very successful in real estate. The market crashed and I had to do some things to turn them around. So I'm dealing with a war in California, but you guys aren't in so much of a bad war. You've got black opportunities and all opportunities if you seize them online and if you move forward. It's harder if you're a young mom because, you know, your children are a priority. I know what Kiki Green's going through because I was there. I had my little boys and they're grown men now. So now it's an opportunity for me to shine. But I gave a lot of energy towards my son. My sons are in technology. My oldest son is in CAD. My middle son is in social media. And my youngest son's going to school for forensics. Cybersecurity is #1 way to make instant money. You can get you a cybersecurity certificate. Look at the certificate programs. You don't have to have no damn degree. Go get a certified certificate program and they will hire you in a heartbeat. So don't get it twisted. It don't make any sense. Big John says, where are the Mexican kids? Where are the Mexicans when black kids are getting killed by police? The police officers are Mexicans and part of the MS-13s in California. The police officers in California are harvesting weapons in their home. That's noted in the paper. I ain't making this up. Google it yourself. The police officers in California are getting busted because they have harvested illegal immigrant guns in their home and they're being busted and arrested. There's corruption nationwide, especially in California and with voter fraud. That's another show. Hopefully you've watched some of my previous shows and we can talk about that. Today we are talking about wealth. I'm live off the government. I'm living off the government. If you're living off the government, that doesn't make you a bad person. It really doesn't. And I'm not here to make you feel bad you living off the government for your situation, for what you know. But when you have knowledge, you grow. I'm trying to give you some knowledge. You don't have to be on the government. You've got the internet. You're watching me. You can schedule your time to master something. Find something you like to do. If you want to learn more about technology, that'll get you into that $1 billion, $1 million status much quicker than just baking cookies or creating something that may not move as fast. Technology is the fastest wealth growing. But you remember, the only way you can become off of the system is to understand goods and services. So write that down. What is goods and services? You need to research that out and find out what goods and services that could be a blessing for you. Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, brilliant book to watch. Gary Vaynerchuk, I never say it's right, so I say Gary V. Gary V talks and moves like if he's on cocaine. That man is woo! But I love me some Gary V. He's motivational. He's an expert in understanding social media. He's a guru. Gary Chuck is just, I love him. Make sure that you look at his networks of people. I would be wrong if I didn't mention Gina Laughlin. I'm going to put more of her information. I'll definitely have her on the show. She's African American. She's the woman that set up the acquisition merger between AT&T and DirecTV. That was a black woman who put that deal together. A black woman who put that deal together. But there's other acquisitions and mergers of companies. And for those who don't know what acquisition, merger, or company is, I'm going to give the example again. Here's a bottle of water of a water company that got tired of buying caps. So they acquired a company. That means they purchased a company that made only caps, and they brought them together. And so that company is now part of Nestle's Pure Life water. And now they don't have to worry about buying caps from the middle guy because they own a company. They did an acquisition and merger, and it's now under one hub. Okay. And so that's what they did with the DirecTV, and that's what they did with AT&T. And that was put together through Gina Laughlin. Make sure that you look up, and she has an amazing book as well. There's a lot of people who are doing things and making changes. You, on the other hand, are complaining and taking your energy and listening weekly to people who themselves don't even have an opportunity of wealth because they're too busy creating data to show you all the negativity. You can focus on this water and say it's pretty much half gone, or you can focus on this water and saying, how can I change the color and add vinegar water? So I have my regular water and my vinegar water, and then when I run out, I'll get a new water bottle and I'll fill it up. Or I might just keep this water bottle and not keep buying water bottles and save money and fill it up. Think outside of the box. Okay. Who else is out there? Half full. Yes, half full, half full. I'm waiting. I heard that. Empower is love. No matter race, skin, or colors or opportunities, do not be afraid to fight. You know, my father said this to me as a black child. He says, you will always realize you're still a Negro, right? He didn't say Negro, he said nigga. He said, you realize you that, right? You realize that. My father was very polished, professional. He was very attentive. He was he was a wonderful man. He's passed away. And he spoke in a certain manner. He wasn't ghetto and thuggish. And I didn't come from that. I didn't come from no broke, down low family. I had middle-class black family. I thought everyone in our neighborhood, there were other black kids. People in LA had houses. I didn't come up out of the projects. People either rented or they lived in a house or they lived in an apartment, which was not like the projects like back east. So I didn't learn about that till I got older. We all had bars on our doors. You know, you can look at Boys from the Hood. That was the kind of neighborhood I kind of grew up, like Ice-T and that era, and Snoop Dogg, and those people were of my era. So I'm dating myself, but to kind of give you an idea. So anyway, with those kind of notions and having that kind of energy, the way that my father taught me, even with all the opportunities, he was basically saying, always remember, there are people who just can't see past your color. No matter how good, no matter how educated, no matter how smart you are, there are always going to be people who cannot see past your color. There are going to be black people who can't get past your color. Black people who are going to be jealous of you because you're smarter. Sometimes silence is power. You don't need to show them how smart you are. You don't need to explain how smart you are. Just don't say nothing. Hell, don't show them how stupid you are. Don't even let them know you're on the welfare. Don't even let them know if you're on the government right now watching this, you ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't got to tell nobody shit. They don't got to know none of your business. You just got to know how to transform. So there are times when I speak to you in a manner where I'm not as ghetto. I won't talk in that certain dialect or say certain words because some folks don't get it. And then sometimes I talk straight hood because you didn't push the button. I have to pull out Shaniqua. I don't pull out Shaniqua. Shaniqua will be staying pretty down until I have to get on the front line fighting for Trump. Then Shaniqua will come out and become a whole nother thing. Big Johnson, blacks need to begin negotiating with Trump, and he will listen, and he is willing to listen. I 100% agree with you. The problem, big money, Big Johnson, I'm going to tell you, Big Johnson, Big Money Johnson, I'm going to tell you the problem. The problem is we've got twofold. You got two type of Negroes that just are pushing this man down. The Negroes called the CBC, who basically met with Mr. Trump and the Omarosa buffoonery video I put on my channel. Watch the Omarosa buffoonery video, and you'll learn why Black people ain't getting nothing out of this administration, number one. Number two, Black Republicans are inundated with all these Christian ministers who want to pray and pray for Trump. And I'm a Christian. And not just in words, but in action. I'm a believer in Christ Jesus. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins that we can be saved. And I pray and I trust in the Lord. But you're talking about a capitalist administration. And there's Black people who ain't never been around that much money, meaning people who are multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. You know, you're talking about Rex Tilton, who is worth $400 billion, some crazy ass number. Somebody look that up. You're talking about all of them, Kelly Conway. You're talking about all these people are millionaires. Even Ben Carson, who's had some questionable things going on right now. These still are people who've been around a lot of money. So now we as Black people can't talk to Mr. Trump. You know why? We don't have a private entity or outside nonprofit entity of group of Blacks that are approaching to this man representing activists, not like the Latino Coalition or Impact, like the Muslim Council, Muslim Impact Commission or something. The Chinese have their own organization of coalition, the Jewish Coalition. These people take their issues, like the Jewish Coalition went to Mr. Trump and they said, we want Jerusalem to be our state capital or where we go to, you know, that whole Jerusalem situation. And they were able to acquire that. We can't even get there because we can't even come together. We allow ourselves to be represented by Al Sharpton, who else? Another little Negro, Jesse Jackson, Maxine Waters. You know, these people are 104 years old. They just won't die off. They just won't go home in a rocking chair and play with their great grandchildren. They still want to say they represent us, and they can't even operate a computer or know how to turn on a cell phone. You know, they're still sitting in Congress on the pens peeing all day. These are the people that are Black that represent us. And now you guys say, oh, not me, not me. Hey, they don't represent me, but they do. Because what other Negro up there that are conservative that we are united under? I want to see us pollinate. That's why I'm getting ready to be on Afro Synergy, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So please make sure you watch Afro Synergy's show. Please make sure you share his show, watch his show, and share my show, because it's important that we realize that the conservative Blacks, the capitalist Blacks, the Blacks that want to be wealthy, the Blacks that want to talk to people talking about making money and are making money, and no other Blacks who are making money can be on this show. And I'm not talking about selling a system that you can pay and then you can buy a book and then you can. These people are already doing it. You know, Jesus is free. Remember that. When a minister's trying to get more money out of you, Jesus is free. Knowledge is free. The wealth of knowledge is free. Find out who works for you. The best person I tell you regarding money right now, ooh, I still would say Gina Laughlin. And then I would also, I've got somebody else. I'm going to share that one with you on another day. But I'm going to tell you about somebody that I really think is making waves and moves. And I don't want to go into them too much. But they are definitely making waves, and I love them. Someone said Obama 2020. Okay. Somebody need to kick you in the butt. Ain't no Obama coming back. We don't want no Obama. Obama do nothing for Black people. He helped Mexicans. If you're a Mexican, then you got a shot. He loved him some immigrants and some illegal immigrants because Obama is not African American. Let me tell you why. He's not African American. He's an ultimate African American. What does that mean? That means that his father is from Kenya. His mother is white. He is African American. I, on the other hand, have been brought here as commodity. My people have been here for over 400 years. I have brought here on a slave trade. I didn't come here wanting or willingly. I didn't come here as an immigrant. I didn't come here as an illegal immigrant. They brought my people here as commodity, and my tribe is still used as commodity. My tribe is the tribe that are the Spartans. My tribe is the tribes that are Egyptian. My tribe are the tribe that has strength and power, but they suppress us and they have us think less of ourselves, of each other, so that the other little bitty midget under 5 feet tribes are growing in this country. And that is not right. And then we say, oh, you're discriminating, you're being biased, you're being racist. And then I've had white people tell me, don't call yourself Black, call yourself inclusive. Include yourself with Hillary Clinton. Include yourself with Obama. This ain't the Obama show. Obama's out. We're done with Obama. Obama set America up to fail because he thought Hillary was going to get in office. And because she didn't, President Trump, thank God for this president, has exposed the wrongdoings of this country and has allowed us the opportunity of wealth. Now, you may not even like Trump. I don't give a fuck. Seriously, I don't. I really don't. Because I do, and I believe in capitalism, and I do believe in opportunity of wealth and finding people with kindred spirits. You know what kindred spirits mean? Let me simplify that. That means someone that's similar to you. Find someone that has the same spirit and energy that you have. And if you want that, you can be somebody. You can be somebody. But if you don't want that, then you got issues. You're losing, are we using, it says you lose, it's a war. You've lost the wars. I don't think I'm losing the war. I think right now California is in a really good position. The feds are now recognizing and bringing acknowledgement finally about the damn wall. He's also acknowledged the lawsuits, the indictments of the lawsuits. Soon, next thing you'll start seeing is people are going to get indicted of aiding and abetting. Like Kevin DeLeon, who's a local senator here. He's Latino. He is what I call an anchor baby. His parents came illegally to California, and he's proud of that his whole family is an illegal family, and that he calls them immigrants, and he wants people to start eating off the street with these nasty ass street tacos that are creating hepatitis A in California at a massive rate. We have bed bugs in California that are really bad, that are growing at a massive rate. So, yeah, there's massive things going on, and we want massive deportation because the report of having that is that they've got people here who should not be here. You need to go back to Mexico, Mexicans. You need to go back to El Salvadorian. You need to go back to El Salvadorian people. You need to go back to Guadalajara. All those countries that really do not add wealth or growth to our country. They really don't. They don't help make us great again. You guys don't want to assimilate. You come here, you make money, and then you send it back to your countries. You're thieves. That's a thief move right there, to take money from one country and give it to another. I would say I would respect you more if you were a warrior like me. If you put your war paint on because you didn't come here as commodity. My people have been here for 400 years. No, I can't go back to fucking Africa. I'm a fucking American. I've got blood and grit into this ground. My people built the infrastructure which you are benefiting off of, the civil rights infrastructure which you are benefiting off of, the housing and the layout of this country. Black people built that you're living off of. Now you've got black elected officials having me pivot my energy to save somebody when I can't save myself. Shoot. Truth be known, let's keep it clear. But let's go back to wealth, because there are people in the chat room that want to talk about that other person. I'm going to tell you, keep your broke ass on that other side, because black people got an opportunity under this administration to capitalize off of greatness and wealth. I told you about Shark Tanks. Shark Tank had that show, Beyond the Shark Tank. I want to go a little bit more about that show. It basically tells you a person who was able to acquire a deal from a VC, which is a venture capitalist, which we talked about earlier. That venture capitalist was able to give them money for their business, and it's growing. But now that venture capitalist is realizing that money, that opportunity to grow is not there. That opportunity to grow is not moving in the way it should, because they've reached their limit of knowledge. That's why you have a mentor, because that mentor says, you know what, I know you don't understand, you may not get it. We're going to do this. We're going to take it to another packing house. So there were examples. For example, there was a company called Blue Apron. I think it might have been on Shark Tanks. But Blue Apron had reached their capacity, our plate. You know, all these different companies, these box companies that make these meals ahead of time, and then you can order them and they deliver them to your door. They had gotten so many orders that the warehouse they were building on, they couldn't do it anymore. So one of the Shark Tanks said, what's your problem? We're getting orders, but we're getting behind. We're losing clients. Well, you need a bigger facility. So he facilitated an opportunity from taking it to this one warehouse, let's say it was 10,000 square feet, to a 30,000 square foot warehouse and an operational system so that they can move the product at a more rapid pace. And then he was able to negotiate the price down for them so that the warehouse would not eat up all their capital, so that they were not able to lose, but to actually grow their business. Because you have to be careful when you try to grow your business, where you're and how you're growing might be the person getting more money off of your business than what you're able to develop and build on. Keeping it 100, I definitely am trying to keep it 100. It is important that we do that. Look, this president right now is a capitalist, and we need more Black people who are capitalists in this administration who understand Mr. Trump. I would love to sit across from Mr. Trump, and I would put some of the best Black capitalists before him and Vice President Pence, because if we had Black capitalists before these men, I think we'd be doing better. But what we have is we have Black legislators who've always been broke and basically move money around and write earmarks in the bills for their cities and their districts to make money. Do y'all remember when Maxine Waters, and those in California may not know, you can Google this, One Bank America. She made a deal with One Bank America, and she was able to move, I think, $10 million into that bank. And her grandson's on the board, and her husband was on the board of how to move that money. Then later on, there was a letter found. She's trying to move immigrants into the Black communities. You know, she's on the verge of losing her seat, by the way, because there's only 6% Blacks in California. And her district ain't got no Black people. Got a bunch of Mexicans, and there's a Mexican Republican on her ass. Truth be known, get ready for a disruption in the whole generation of that world of Democrats. The Democrats have failed Black people, and we have failed ourselves, Black people, because we've taken our energy given towards people who are not helping us move forward. So any more questions regarding wealth? I've got 5 more minutes, so I'm going to end you on this note. I'm going to do a recap of everything that we talked about. We started talking about the business billionaire CEO Johnson. I'm going to recap that real quick and read that to you so that you know. He is a wonderful man. He sold BET. He's the first Black billionaire. He's noted to be, Robert Johnson is noted to be the first Black billionaire. And he made a comment. I put it down below. When you look below, you'll be able to see the thread and you'll be able to see the links. But he basically said that the Trump tax cut has led to an economic growth he said in an interview at CNBC on Friday, that has added to our people. I am grateful, my people, that we are able to grow. I'm grateful for my people because this man is making it very clear. This president helped people who own business bless people below. Why can't we look at the blessings that are there for us and focus on that? That's what he did. This is a multi-billionaire. This man is 71 years old and living and looking good. Doggone it, that's a good-looking chocolate 71-year-old ass man. Y'all need to check that man. That man looking good. He's doing well. That brother's succeeding. So now I want to say to you, you have that same opportunities. No, you may not come from inherited wealth, as other people on the other channels keep talking about. You ain't got no inherited wealth. You broke. We need the government. We need the government. Fuck that. I'm telling you, you need knowledge. You need connections. You need inside capabilities. You may just need a damn certification in technology to get yourself a better situation. You need to look at your life and get woken to where you at and say, I need to get the hell out of this situation. Trust me, I know what you're going through. We all got to get out of our situation first. Then you need to start following things like Meetup. Go to Meetup. Learn those groups that talk about money and opportunity. Meet people of kindred spirits, people who have ideas like you, and you may not know nothing in this group. Don't talk. Stop talking. Just listen. You could learn from those people. And then once you determine, I like baking cookies. I like learning about technology. I'm an artist. I like my music. I'm a rapper. I'm a poetess. I like to talk about glasses. I love different glasses. I love watches, different type of watches. You know, you might join some of those clubs because you might build a watch. You might be a person to build a watch. Once you master something of a product of service and goods, stay with me, then you say, I need some kind of business cards. I told you to go to stables.com. If you get your business cards, then you need a website. You can go to GoDaddy, like Mr. G did, or you can go to wix.com, create your website. Then you need to start networking more, and you start going on Facebook and live feeds like this, and you find out other people who are out there. Be Live have a lot of people who are on there talking about business and opportunity and social media platforms on how to build your business. Just study and learn, grow. Fill your mind with things that make them wealthy. Fill your mind with the kinetics ideas. Go online and look up NLP, neurological programming. Go online and study kinetics. Kinetics that talks about touch and feel and taste and visualization. And then I want you to find people of those spirits. You might have a stronger strength. Sometimes they have these little surveys that you take, and you're able to determine if you are more of a visual person or if you're more of a hearing person. That is the person that you need to determine who you are. I want you to take that energy and focus on that. And then I want you to be able to build from that. And then next time we're on, I'm going to talk about a couple of my personal mentors. And I want to share with you what they've done for my life and what they can do for yours. I don't have a book. I'm not selling anything at this time. Maybe in the future I'll sell a product. But there's enough products online that are free, that you're not even using, because you keep talking about how broke and poor and black you are. I don't want to hear that. Light-skinned people got an advantage. Tall people got an advantage. Little people have an advantage. Everybody's got some kind of advantage that works for you. Some people got big titties. That's an advantage. Some people ain't got no titties. They can put a shirt on with little temples and they good. I mean, come on. I mean, what do you have that is an advantage for you? Don't look at yourself in a negative component. Some women got great hair. Some people ain't got no hair. Some people got nails. Some people don't have nails. Some men are tall. Some men are fat. Some men have no stomachs. It ain't about all that. It's about what you do with this. Don't get caught up into the tick. The energy that has you get mad. I don't care about them other folks. What I care about you is you. You, my people, urban game changers. You, my people, brown, black people, white people, Asian people who are American people first. I love Americans. I praise God for America because this is the greatest country on the planet. And there's other people here trying to destroy us who are losing. And they're angry. I say they're losers because they're weak people. They're like little Chihuahua dogs that don't want us to grow as a country. And I would say, don't listen to that. Don't get involved with the rhetorics in your life that could pull you down. Don't get caught up into the discrimination issues. The fact that you realize you black and those obstacles are there and they ain't going nowhere. I'm not green to that. I'm real with that. There's obstacles of people because they've already told you that black people ain't got nothing going and that their culture is better is a lie. This country was built on the backs of blacks. And I want you to realize that. And you do your homework because you are worthy to have that knowledge. You are worthy to be empowered. You are worthy to have a business. And you are not stupid. You're not dumb. You're highly intelligent. You can get the job done. Start saying good affirmations to yourself. Start saying good stuff to your family. Start saying the good stuff to people around you. Don't let the negative energy pull you down. Rebuke them in the name of Jesus. I rebuke anyone who's on here who don't agree with me. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus that may try to block my people from prosperity. I rebuke him in the name of Jesus. And I pray that the blood of Christ upon those who watch this channel will have enlightenment about how to better themselves and will not be discouraged or depressed. I don't care if you're on welfare. I don't care if you're on the government, but you need to care to get your ass off and find a way to take where your circumstances is to another level, to find people of another level so you can say, I'm on it now, but next month I may not be on it. I'm on it now, but next year I might be off of it. Just don't let that make you complacent and stay home and watch TV with all these girls with their ass and their tits and their tats and these girls who, these imitation Kardashian chicks, include the Kardashians, give you the illusion that you want to be them. You don't want to be them. You want to be you. Be the best you can be. Be the best you want to be. Put your mind to it and execute it, and you can capitalize off being the best capitalist ever. Don't be an extreme socialist. I totally agree with Ivy on that one. Look in the mirror and say good things. I am somebody. You know, when I was a little girl, that was something they used to say. I'm black and I'm proud. I say it out loud. I am somebody. You wake up in the morning, I want you to wake up and look in that mirror and say, I am somebody. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I don't care if you're fat. I don't care if you smell. I don't care if you can't afford the best weave. Your nails ain't done. You see my nails a hot mess. I took them nails off because I couldn't type. I had to start writing again. I don't care if you can't afford all that makeup them girls got. They got contour, foundation powder, translucent primer. You can't afford all that stuff. Get you some good Bare Minerals and call it a day with some lip gloss, okay? Don't try to be as much as them other people. Just do little things to make yourself feel good. When you get depressed, go to the 99-cent store and spend $5. If you say, I don't have a lot of money, go to 99-cent store and buy $5 worth of junk. Go to under 5 store and do little things if that makes you feel good. Do things to love you. Love yourself. Hug yourself. But if you don't do that, trust me, there's these motherfuckers out here who make you feel less than. There's enough of them kind of people out there. Excuse me for cursing. I'm cursing tonight. But I don't want you to be like that. I want you to move through your pain. Move through your pain. It is 12 o'clock midnight, and y'all have stayed with me all this time. I'll try to do it earlier next time. I'm happy how I figured out to do this thing faster. It took me an hour and a half because all the new systems, they constantly change. But Chrome is the best way to do live stream through YouTube. And I would say do a Chrome because you can definitely get it done. Any more questions? I am done. Thank you, April. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. Oh, my God. I know I'm going to miss some ones. The people who came at the beginning, which I love me, Mr. Collins, Michael Collins, the real Aaron Collins. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you, April Davis. Thank you for Patricia. I'm saying because you guys, these are the ones that have typed in something. Stuart, thank you, Stuart. Passion for perfection. I love you. Thank you. You've always followed and said good things and had comments. I appreciate you. Michelle G, I appreciate you. Mona Stewart, I said that already. Thank you so much. If I've missed somebody, don't get mad at me. Still love me, Mr. G. Oh, Big Johnson, Big Money Johnson. I call you Big Money. And Big Money G because he's got his own barbecue. I want some of that barbecue. I hope you can do. Because, you know, folks are funny about that barbecue. Can you really throw down? Thank you so much. All those people who said the good words, I'm calling your name and not the others. You know, I think that we all can go into politics in every aspect, and we all can talk about hatred and love. I want you to think about wealth. I want you to think about the opportunity that this administration has before us. And, you know, just pray. If you're not a believer and you don't know how to receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, pray and ask Jesus to come into your life as your Lord and Savior. And he will bring peace and restitude. And most of all, trust in yourself. I'm just going down the feet to see if there's anybody I missed. And also learn to have the spirit of discernment. And Angel says, I enjoyed you, Shirley, your live stream. Hope you do more. I hope so. Real quick before I hang up, do you guys like me talking about wealth and money? Do you like these ideas? Type 1 for yes, and type 2 for I'd rather talk more politics. If you like what I talked about and you want me to talk more about it, can you just let me know? Aaron says 1, says yes. Anybody else? Okay, so you like this. Anything particular? Keep saying 1. That kind of gives me an idea that you want me to talk more about next time. Anybody got any ideas? That you have, Jewel. Hi, Jewel. I didn't know you hiding in there. She says 1. Angel says 1. Yes, I love talking about money and wealth. Okay. Okay. I'm keeping an ABC level. You know, I ain't gonna go into stocks and bonds and all that. You know, they got enough of them people, which are important. I just want to keep it simple. So I like, you know, okay, Kayla Taylor says yes. So I'll do this. You know, I hope it's profitable for you because I'm just telling you a simple network. I guess mine is about money network. You got to network and find network groups that are real. There are con artists out there too. That's another thing. We ain't gonna go into that conversation. There's con artists. So a lot of people talk about they know money, but they don't. A lot of great information. Well, good. Go back and share this video and watch it again and slow, like pause it and write down all the .coms that I told you guys about. The real Aaron Collins says, tell me about the webcam from YouTube again. Okay. So when I started, I tried to do it through, no, not Firefox. Sapphire, whatever, you know, the one that MacBook Pro uses. Safari. And it wanted me to do the Obi-Wan and all the code things. Well, I'm not in the room where the boys are, and I didn't feel like fighting with them, and I know tech enough to do it on my own. And I tried to do it through Firefox, and that took longer. This is what I did. I opened up Chrome on my MacBook Pro, so I had to download Chrome. Chrome is a browser. So it's what type of browser you use that makes it simple for YouTube. So if you do a YouTube, I might just do a quick video after this on how to get on YouTube fast in 3 minutes. So how to use YouTube, you go to Chrome and you type in YouTube webcam. So youtube.com webcam. And it will say, type in your title, type in the information, click, and you're in. It's just that simple. And it'll probably have it later on. You might set up your settings, you know, like you want to be able to do a chat room. You want to be able to do monetization. All that has to be done in your YouTube channel. But when it's time for you to go live, you basically type in youtube.com/webcam. So that's basically it. But don't go through Chrome. I mean, do Chrome. Don't go through Firefox and don't go through Safari. It didn't work for me on my MacBook Pro. I had to go through Chrome. So Chrome is where you have to open your browser, and that's the browser I have open right now. And that's how I was able to get to you. I'm going to try to do this on Saturdays. And make sure you go to my Facebook. I did a nice video outside talking about illegal immigration and the fire bombings in the Black communities. You said Firefox is bullshit. You know, I don't know. For some people, they swear by it. Then there's others who, I don't use Firefox. I use Safari. And I'm going to start using Chrome for my YouTube channel. But yeah, there's so much going on. You just got to find a system that works for you. I just need simplicity. I don't need all that drama. But sometimes it's not easy. The simplicity don't always work. And so you have to find out if your system is compatible. But, you know, it's grow and learn and grow. Go to YouTube and type in how to. And that's how I did. I learned from a guy who didn't speak English. And he was rambling on. And I kept saying, wait a minute. How did you do that? And then that's how I learned. I tried Firefox before. I know it. Okay. Do you have an email address? I do. For those who want to email me, it's shirleyhussar@gmail.com. So I'll type it in. Shirley. Let me type this in. It's Shirley, my name, SHIR, at gmail.com. Okay. All right. So that's my email address. If you want to email me any comments, again, real quick, since I'm typing, I'll go ahead and do this one. What did I tell you? I told you, just go. I don't want to type all these things. Staples.com for your business cards, Wix for your cards, and Shark Tanks. Start watching Shark Tanks. We'll talk about Shark Tanks next time. I think that's an important show to watch. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to be in, would you like to meet me? Anyone wants to meet me? Anyone wants to meet me? I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. on April the 27th. Thank you, Sharks, Wix, and Shark Tanks. Yes, thank you, beautiful. And meetup.com. So make sure you guys go to meetup.com. Ivy, you might want to put that in there. Meetup.com is where you're able to network with other people, and then take your time, because it ain't gonna be something like you just sign up with your Facebook. It's gonna ask you a series of questions so that you know your profile of people, so that you can build up a relationship. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, I might make you my monitor as well, because you're so good. I got to figure out how to do that, but I will definitely let you do that for me. If you want to meet me, anybody want to meet me? If you want to meet me, I will be April the 27th in Washington, D.C. For those Aprils with guys in Washington, D.C., I will be at Oohs and Ahs, working with the Black conservative Federation. We will be talking about where is Black America today. We'll be talking about wealth. There are a lot of groups right now that are Africans and African Americans who are doing acquisition and mergers, who are building businesses and starting businesses in Nigeria and different countries. And then there are Africans who are doing well, and then African Americans who are moving to African countries and able to find capital. Sometimes we don't know that there's actually money opportunities in Africa that we could take advantage of, but we're not bold enough to step outside our boundaries. So there's money, we just got to learn how to make it. We're also going to talk about illegal immigration and the invasion in our communities and Black people. Where are we today? And also we'll be talking about what kind of Negro are you? Because some people are Black Americans, like Obama's a Black American. Kamala Harris, want to be Black, says she's a Black American. I am a child of the indigenous slave tribe. I didn't come here as illegal. I came here legally. I didn't come here as an immigrant. I came as commodity. Excuse me, I'm tired. I came as commodity. And I came on slave ships. I can trace my family to 1854. Oh, here's another one. Write this down. Write this down. Write this down. Ancestry.com. If you go to Ancestry.com, you can grow and know what type of Negro you are, meaning that you'll be able to see who your ancestors are. Illegal immigration, what kind of Negro are you? Let me put that there. Thank you, baby girl. She did that one for me. Go to Ancestry.com, and you will be able to find out your generation of who you are. You don't have to do a DNA for that. Don't worry about the DNA. What you're doing is you're being able to see the Census Bureau. I was able to see how my family members were, and I was able to find out about my father's people and my mother's people on Ancestry.com. So that's important that you do that. Vincent Printing, yes, great business cards, yes. I totally agree. Real Aaron Collins said Vista Printing also does great business cards, and he uses them. See, and you can do all this online. But you know why I like Staples though, Aaron? I designed it online, and in the same day I can go down there and pick them up. You can pick up in the same day with Staples. I ain't got to wait for them to mail it. And they don't charge you anymore. So basically, you design it, it sends it to your nearest store, and you're done. Like Erin, my executive director for fundraising for Urban Game Changers, was in D.C. 2 weeks ago, and she didn't have no business cards. I ordered them. I send them to, I had the order go to the Staples in D.C. She picked them up 4 hours later. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You got an event coming up and you want to be a big baller. You go, you know what? I need some business cards. I need to wait 2 weeks. You ain't wait no 2 weeks. You ain't even got, you can start a company with your cousin. He needs some cards. You can create them and then send a card download and go have it sent to the Staples Center, a store, and pick them up. Honey, I'm going to give you all kind of tips. Keep following me. But if you do like Vista Printing, I'm not mad at you because I think you can get them cards for like $10 or $15. So you only paying maybe $5 difference for time. So it depends if you want to move through time. Hey, y'all, it's 12 o'clock. We got to call it a wraps. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for loving. Thank you for following me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I'm trying to do more Snapchat, trying to keep up with all this other things. But either way you go, it's cheap. Yes, those business cards can be envied from $10 to $15. Come on now, that's like 2 cups. That's 2 cups of Starbucks. It might be 1 if you keep all that stuff going on. Oh, it's 3 in the morning here, and April said, "Oh, April, I love you, girl. Y'all up late. Listen to my loud ass. Like video and subscribe, guys, please. Thank you. Like video and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends and share and make comments to videos that I have done previously and I will do in the future. Oh, I love you too. Bowl. Let's see. I see like names wrong. Jarvis. I love you too. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for your love and your energy, and good night. See you next time. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll be talking on the stream even though I'm off. Love you.